Hi, everybody. Good morning, or actually, good afternoon, depending on where you are. My name is Phyllis Winters, and I'm here today to do a Tech Tips Facebook Live session. Today, the tech I want to discuss with you is video and how you use video in your business to not only create sales videos and to also do Facebook Lives, such as this one, but also if you are doing any training as part of your program that you deliver to your clients, you will be using video to actually record the training. And sometimes maybe all you're really using the recording for is to share a process step with a team member. For instance, I have a virtual assistant and he's in the Philippines, and we do have Zoom talks quite often, but sometimes I want to just show him quickly how I do a specific process. So I'll just turn Loom on, which is a really easy to use, free up to, I think 5 minutes videos are free on Loom. And it records not only your face in a little circle down at the bottom of the screen, but it also records your screen. So if you are explaining something to show someone how to do a task, you can record it and it makes it so much easier. Okay, let's start with, first of all, before we start using video for anything, we have to, first of all, just get comfortable with the fact that we're going to be using video at all. I think a lot of times we have grown up in all of our personal travels through our life, sometimes being a little bit afraid of a camera. And sometimes this happens not only with video, but sometimes people don't like to be on any camera. They just don't like to see themselves. So even though this isn't tech, actually, you really have to be able to be somewhat comfortable on camera in order for video to be successful in your business. So before we even start talking about software and hardware and cameras and lighting and all that stuff, let's just have a quick little 30-second chat. I think hopefully over this past year and a half with COVID and everything being virtual, I'm hoping that even if you at one point were very nervous being on camera and really didn't like it and just avoided it, I'm pretty sure that you probably got forced into using video even when you weren't comfortable. So I'm going to hope that that experience has helped you to overcome the discomfort that you might have had. And if it still hasn't, let me give you a couple of minor tips for everybody, man or woman. The best way to get lighting for your video is not to go buy expensive ring lights and box lights and this light and that light and light from underneath and light from above. Just turn your camera, turn around. Like I have my webcam on my monitor for my computer, and I have the monitor right in front of a window, and then I have a shade pulled down so it's diffused natural light. Now I have tried ring lights and I've tried other lights, but quite honestly, this natural light is actually better than any of the other lights that I've tried. And because I wear glasses, this diffused light doesn't reflect on my glasses. Now, I'm not going to say it doesn't ever reflect, because sometimes it does, but for the most part, it really doesn't. Whereas when I was using a ring light, you could see the ring of the light right in my glasses. So that alone, that lighting tip might help you feel a little better seeing yourself on camera, because if you don't have good lighting, you're going to see shadows and your face isn't even going to look like you. And now, just for a moment, let me speak to the ladies in the room. Ladies, you do have to wear some makeup on camera if you want to have the lighting work and you want to have your face be bright. And you don't need to wear pancake stage makeup, but you do need to wear a little bit of makeup, maybe just even like a translucent powder so your face isn't shiny. You definitely need to put at least mascara and hopefully eyeliner on so that your eyes show up. Men are lucky, their eyelashes for some reason are long and thick and they don't need any of those things, but ladies, we do. And then, of course, you need to put a little bit of something on your cheeks just to define that there is cheekbones here. And of course, I don't wear lipstick in real life, but I do wear lipstick when I'm on camera because I'm fair-haired, blue-eyed, light-skinned, and my lips, while they're not white, they don't really show if I don't put some amount of light lipstick on. So that's the mechanics and, if you will, the preparation for video. Then the last thing that you need before you press record is a camera. I am using a Logitech Brio web camera, and it's I can't remember the exact number. It's got a 900, 950, 940, something like that. And it has the built-in microphone. So when and it's a USB connection. So there's no engineering. You don't need to be a photographer. You don't need to be any kind of a hero to just open the box, plug it in, put it on your monitor, and away you go. It is a little bit expensive. It's about $200 when I bought it, and I've had it for a few years, so I'm not sure what it costs now. But if you stop and think about some of the things I'm going to talk to you about using video, $200 might seem like a lot right this minute, but trust me, spread it out over a couple of years of all the things you're going to be using video for, and it's a very, very easy return on investment for buying a nice webcam. All right, so now we talked a little bit about the lighting, we talked about us, our looks, the hardware. Let's talk about the applications, like where can you actually use video in your business? And the best place to start is right now. You're watching a Facebook Live. Well, this Facebook Live, of course, is being shot with video, and I am using Zoom because I'm going to be showing you my screen here in a few minutes. And if you do your video on your live on Facebook inside of the Facebook Live built-in feature, it will let you switch over to share your screen. But once you share your screen, you can't come back to face to camera. And if you do, once you stop sharing your screen, it just stops the whole live. So that's why if you're doing anything like I'm doing here, I'm going to be sharing my screen. I'll show you some things, then I'll stop sharing my screen and I'll talk to you again. Then I'll go back and share my screen. You cannot do that on the built-in Facebook Live video feature. So in Zoom, you can do that. And there's just two things that you need to do to make that work. And I'm going to show you where those things are right now. Okay, let me go over here and share my screen. Okay, so here we are in the group. And when you are doing a live in your group, I'm going to go over to my group, and then I'm going to go over here to the bottom to settings for the group. And then all the way down to the bottom, you see this apps. So in that apps area, you click the pencil and Zoom won't be there when you first get here. So all you do is just add Zoom as an app on your group. All right, so that's the side that gets Facebook ready. Now in Zoom, you have to make a setting change in Zoom as well. And it's under account management on the left side. You go to account management and then you go to account settings. And it's about 2/3 of the way down. Let me find it. 2/3 of the way down. Let's see. Here it is. Allow live streaming of meetings. And you'll see Facebook, Workplace by Facebook, and YouTube. And then custom streaming service. I don't have a custom streaming service. So I am just using Facebook and YouTube. Now, there is another software. Let me stop sharing my screen now that we've seen where that is. There is another software that you can use for streaming to Facebook, and that is StreamYard. And a lot of people like StreamYard because you can, in fact, stream to 2 different locations at the same time. So you saw over there on the Zoom settings that you could choose Facebook and you could choose YouTube, but you could not stream to them at the same time. Now with StreamYard, you actually can stream to both your YouTube channel and your Facebook group at the same time with the same live. So that is a reason to consider using StreamYard. One little caveat on StreamYard is the API, which is what makes the 2 different softwares talk to each other. They don't pass your name from StreamYard to Facebook because Facebook doesn't allow that without the user saying, yes, that's allowed. So if you're going to do your Facebook Live in your group and be co-streaming it to your YouTube channel, you're going to have to make sure the people who attend your live click on the StreamYard link and then answer the question that it's okay for StreamYard to pass their username, or not, it's just their name, over to Facebook. And the reason that is if they don't, and you are the presenter, and all you're going to see is, as people who are commenting, is Facebook user, Facebook user, Facebook user, which isn't really helpful, because when you're in a live, it's nice to be able to, if someone asks a question, it's nice to be able to say, oh, Bob, yes, I've seen that before. And it's just more personal if you can use their name. And also, let's face it, it's nice for you to know who it actually is asking the questions and who's actually attending your lives. So there's a plus and a minus to StreamYard. The minus is you can't see their names unless they allow it. And then the plus is you can stream to more than one place at once. So that is a plus for StreamYard. Okay, so beyond Facebook Lives, where else would you use video in your business? Well, first of all, many of us use videos in our landing pages, what I call video sales pages, where if you have an offer or a program or a consult that you want people to book, it's very nice to have a video that's on the landing page that talks a little bit about whatever the thing is that you are asking them to either sign up for or purchase or book an appointment. The video is much more personal. And likewise, if you are running Facebook ads or Instagram ads or LinkedIn ads or even YouTube ads, obviously video is very powerful for that application as well. So I'm going to show you just for a moment. Well, actually, I'll wait a moment, because when you do that, when you have a video that goes on a sales page or a video that goes on your website or a video that you're going to embed somewhere, you can't embed it from your computer. It has to be on a place on the internet where you can get a URL, and it's the URL of the video that gets embedded. So before you can actually do any of those functions, not only do you have to record your video, but then you have to host it somewhere. I use Vimeo, and I'll show you that in a minute. The reason I choose Vimeo over YouTube, I started out with YouTube a few years ago. And the problem is that YouTube, because it's free, they allow, well, they don't just allow, they do. When someone pauses your video, it's right there, pops up. Well, you might like to watch this video. You might like to watch that video. And it can actually distract your users and your viewers from continuing to finish watching your video and get drawn into, cat videos or what people are doing in some other place. And all of a sudden you've lost their attention. And additionally, they can show ads in the middle of your video. So I just don't like that. I mean, and I understand that, free isn't really free. And that's kind of an example of, yes, it's free in that you don't pay any money to YouTube, but they get some benefit from your video being there in that they use it to advertise other people's videos. So that's why I chose to leave YouTube, and now I use Vimeo. Now, Vimeo, I love because you can actually do some really cute, cute. I think it's cute, but it's also very powerful. With Vimeo, you can add a call to action to the ending, the last screen of your video. When the video ends, it can come up with a call to action screen where there's a button that they can click, which is really interesting because you can post that video to your social media, you can put it on your website, you can put it many places, and you don't have to then code some button underneath the video or figure out how to do all that programming. You can just add that call to action button right inside the video itself on the end screen of the video. So that is the reason that I'm a Vimeo fan. Now let me share my screen again and just show you where that is. Okay, let's go to Vimeo. Okay, so here is, for instance, this is a sales video that I'm running a 6-week on-ramp training for Keep Pro, and this is my promotional video. So I shot this using the camera that I'm using, and in fact, I actually shot it using Zoom because Zoom has a really good recording in the cloud feature, and I like the way the Zoom, something in their software makes the camera a nice, I don't know, it's some kind of a filter that they use that makes everybody look even better than you look without it. So that's another reason I like Vimeo. So once you upload it to Vimeo, there's these buttons over here, and the bottom one, it says advanced. This is where all the settings are for the videos that you upload to Vimeo. So on the general tab over here on the left, you see the general tab, and it has the name, and then you can change the thumbnail. It'll start on the very first frame of the video, but you can then watch some of the video and stop it at a frame that you want to use, which is what I did here. Or you can even upload a photo if you want to have a static thumbnail for your video. You can upload it and add that to your Vimeo video. Then here is where you choose the privacy. You choose whether you want it to be private or public, or only you if it's just like if you're working on something and it's just for you to use. And once you make it private, this link shows up, and that's where you click to get the link that you're going to use to embed it on your website or on a sales page or any place else. And now if you are going to do that, you're going to need to embed it. So this is asking where can it be embedded? And if you're not going to embed it, you can just say nowhere. And if you're going to embed it somewhere, you choose specific domains. And here you'll see these are the domains that I added for this one, because the funnel that I have is on a subdomain. I think it's called membership.clientjourneyroadmap.com. Now, since I have several subdomains, all I need to put in here is the actual root domain, clientjourneyroadmap.com, and then all of the subdomains on that main domain will be allowed to embed. And then because I'm using ClickFunnels, and I like to use the preview function of ClickFunnels to see how it looks before I set it up to go live, you have to also put in the ClickFunnels preview a domain so that this will be allowed to show. And if you don't, when you hit preview in ClickFunnels or ActiveCampaign or wherever you're doing this, it's going to say the privacy settings on this video do not allow us to show it here. So if you see that error message, that's what it means. And you would have to come over here and add this preview app.funnel-preview.com to where this video can be embedded. And then last on the general tab, who can comment? I always say no one, because I am not doing a social, this is not my social media personal where I want to have people, get into discussions about certain things and I want people to comment. Mine is strictly to be used for my business, and I'm using them in places where they are instructional or they're sales types of videos. So I don't want anyone commenting on either one of those types of videos, because that's not the point of those videos. So I turn this to no one. Then the next place you have to go to in the Vimeo settings is, because you're going to be embedding them, you have to go to this embed tab. And if you make it be no presets, now I've already set mine. If you don't do this, let me show you what it looks like. It ends up looking like, when you start out, it looks like this. It has all these little icons over here for whether to like it, to watch it later, or to share it to somebody, or to embed it if you've said that you want to allow people to embed it. But this is what I really don't like. Over here, it has my Vimeo profile photo and the name of the video and from Phyllis Winters on there. And I just think that that's just too cluttery on the screen. So what I do is I always come in here, and I have a setting that I have done my settings, which turns off all of the stuff that I don't like. So when I change it to my settings, it takes all that stuff away, and now it's just the video. The other thing to be aware down here is at the bottom is, if you don't turn this off, it's going to say Vimeo on the bottom of your video. So I turn that off as well. And then you save that. And now, because we're embedding these videos, there's one more place to visit, and you go over here in the left panel, you choose interaction tools. And here you can see the end screen is set for more videos. Well, I don't want to do more videos. I want to, you could right here also add a background image, which I did. I uploaded this image, but I want to change the end screen. I don't want it to show more videos. I want it to show a call to action. So now you can see right there, I said, I want to do this as a call to action. So it puts a button there. And now this is where I'm going to type what this thing is. And this happens to be a 6-week Heat Pro on-ramp training. Now see, as I type, and over here, I can just go, you know, this is just whatever I put here is going to type, is going to show right there. So I'm not going to write that in right now, but you could, if this was your real thing, you would put some good descriptive text in there. And then the button, it says, I'm going to say learn more. And then where does it go? Well, it's going to go over here. This is my sales page. This is where this video actually is, that this is the sales video. But also I'm going to put this video other places as well. So when someone watches this video from somewhere else and they get to the end screen, if they haven't actually been right here, I want, when they click on this button, I want them to go right over here where they can find out all of the information about it. And I don't have to write any code on my website or anywhere. I just put it right here. I take this URL right here and I copy that and I put it right here for where is that button supposed to go. And then I just click add and save. And now what I've done is I have actually got my video recorded. There's another step, which I'm going to show you in a minute. I've recorded it, I've edited it, which that's the next thing I'll show you. Then I've uploaded that edited video to Vimeo. Then I've gone into Vimeo and I've changed it. I've taken away all the things that I don't like. I've set it to private. I've gotten the link that I need to embed it. I've made the settings for the embed video so it doesn't show all those things I don't want. And I've added the end screen to be a call to action. And if you don't want to do a call to action, you could also just have it show the same thumbnail, just so that it doesn't show more videos. Because remember, most times that people are watching videos of yours for your business, they're watching them for a specific reason. And it's not because they're looking for fun video, unless you have some fun training, but mostly they're there for business purposes. So if that end screen shows other videos they might like, again, even though they're your videos, it's an opportunity for them to get way off track and not stay with the process that you're trying to keep them marching forward towards whatever your goal is, to have them sign up for a consult or join a training or join your Facebook group, whatever it is. If there's other videos at the end of your video, there's a good chance they're going to get distracted and go somewhere else. Okay, so now we've talked about the lighting and the hardware and the camera and recording using Zoom. Again, I record using Zoom because I like the way it records. It's in the cloud, and I like the way the videos look. So I just set up a meeting, and it's a meeting with myself, and I'm the only one in the meeting. And I just make sure that I record them, and then I take the video from where it's recorded on their cloud, and then I download it, and then I use Camtasia for my video editing. Let me, real quick, I'm going to share my screen again. And I'm going to pull up Camtasia. Sorry about that. Of course, my dog always wants to be with me, and then she only lasts a few minutes, and then she wants to go someplace else. Okay, so this is editing software for your video. So once you've recorded the video up on Zoom or Loom or wherever you're going to record it, and then you download that to your computer. I use Camtasia. That's what this software is. It's a video editing software, and it is desktop based. So this is only on my computer. So once I download that video, I drag it over here into the media bin, and then I drag it down here. and it's down here in the video track. And here is where I can do all the editing. And what I will do is in the beginning, sometimes, you have a little bit of a lead in so that you have some time to trim it to where you really want it to start. So you just trim off the things in the beginning that you don't want. And then you can save it. And then this export button up here exports the video with the edits that you've already made. And now you have your edited video. Now, that's fine for when I'm working by myself on my computer. But remember, I said my VA is in the Philippines, and I have him working on a lot of videos. And depending on what videos I've recorded, many times I'll have him go in and take, like maybe it's a 40-minute training video that I did on a certain subject. I will have him go in and pull out like 2 or 3 minute segments of the videos. And here they are, little short videos of little pieces of a bigger video. So he'll do this on the WeVideo. I upload it to here and it's on their cloud. He can edit it from the Philippines. I can see the work from here, and then I can pull it from WeVideo and use it wherever I want to use it. So WeVideo is the same type of software as Camtasia, but Camtasia is desktop based and WeVideo is cloud based. All right, so one other thing that I want to talk to you about of using another way that I use video that you might find helpful for your practice as well is a lot of the work that I do. I have clients who want to have done with you training, which means they want the training of how to do something, but they don't want it to be in a group where if they get confused or if we're doing follow along and I'm saying, okay, and now on your screen, click on the button on the left, and their button isn't on the left for some reason, and I don't know it because I can't see their screen. So what I do with Done With You training is it's a one-on-one where I do a Zoom meeting and they share their screen and they allow me to drive. And now I'm doing everything on their computer while they're watching. I'm explaining what I'm doing. They're asking questions. And through this whole process, 2 things are happening. I'm recording this session, so they have it as a training reference. But most important, at the end of the training, whatever it is done. So they get the benefit of getting something done. And now they've got the training video that they can use again. Like, let's say I was helping them build a funnel, for instance, in ClickFunnels. And we get it done, and now they're done. But maybe in a few months, they want to do another video. They want to do another funnel. They pull the video out of when we built it together, and they follow that along. And then they don't have to pay anybody to help them again because they've got the actual training that they can use. And it's in their own voice, in their own words, asking their questions. So it's even more valuable than just a generic ClickFunnels training video. And now along the lines of training videos, I mentioned Loom. Loom is let me share my screen one more time here. Loom is a very cool software. There's a free version and then there is a paid version. The free version, I believe, limits you to 5 minutes for a video. And so you are most likely, if you're going to do it just for sharing things, and I can't really do this because I'm using the camera, I'm using the webcam for the meeting that we're in, so I can't really turn Loom on. But the way you would do it is you would just up here, this little purple, like flower almost, that's the Loom button. And when you push it, I'm not going to do it because it'll try to reach my camera and I'm using it. But when you push it, it then just asks you what is it that you want to share. And one of the choices is the full screen, which I highly recommend that you always choose that. One of the choices is just this one tab or this one browser, like this one tab that you're on. And that's not good because depending on what you're doing, you might want to, click out of that tab and go into another tab. So I always just say you want to share the whole screen. And then down at the lower left-hand corner of the screen, you will see the little video controls, and you just hit the go, and then it'll do a countdown, 3, 2, one, and then you know you're on, and it's showing you in the lower left-hand corner in a circle while you're talking, and it's also showing whatever's on your screen. Now, if you're sitting there in your pajamas and your hair's a mess or whatever, you can just turn the camera part off. You don't have to have the camera part recording. It will still record your screen and record your voice. So that's an excellent way to teach clients how to do certain tasks, to help train your own staff, or sometimes just to remind yourself. If you find yourself doing a task, for instance, that you only do maybe once a year, maybe, think about an accounting type of a thing where, it's almost tax time and once a year you do some process. And maybe you yourself go, wait a minute, I can't even remember how I did that. This year, when you're doing it, just turn Loom on, talk to it, talk out loud while you're doing whatever it is and record it. And then just save that Loom somewhere in a folder, or actually you can just leave it in Loom, it'll still be there. And then next year, when you have to do that same task again, you can pull out your own Loom and see how you did it last year. And it saves you needing to be able to remember it all the time. Okay, so we talked about hardware, software, lighting, recording, editing, doing meetings, doing one last thing, webinars. There's something to talk about. Meetings are fun and very easy to do, and we've all been doing them quite a bit this last year. But in Zoom, when you're having a meeting, you're going to see, even if people don't have their cameras on, you see the little rectangles with their names in them. And if you are recording something that's in a group setting, but you want to record it, but you don't want to, you don't want to have privacy issues where someone might say, I don't want my name on your training video. And that's a valid complaint. I think that's perfectly fine. So if you find yourself in a situation where you're doing live training with groups and there are in the Zoom meetings, you will see those people on the screen. The solution is to use Zoom webinars, because the Zoom webinar, it knows that there's, like, in theory, could be hundreds or thousands of people in that meeting or that webinar. And so they don't show them all on the screen. And that lets you just be, the speaker is the total video that's seen on the screen. So that's a better solution. That does cost, I think it's like $56 a month if you pay for the whole year. And I think it's like $70 something a month if you do month to month. But that's the solution for how do you do those types of live trainings and be able to record it and use it in your business without, privacy concerns from some of your attendees. Okay, well, that is just about everything. I'm looking in the group here. I don't see any questions. In case you're watching this on the replay, please do add any question you might have in the group. I will be checking the group over the next couple of days to make sure I answer anyone's questions. And if you would like to have a chat about how to use video in your business, please feel free to message me and I'd be happy to connect with you. Okay, everybody, happy Monday. I hope everybody had a great weekend. And I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Take care. Bye-bye.